1. I don't have time. I often hear people say, I don't have time for this or that, and I used to say it myself. But as I got deeper into productivity, I realized I was lying to myself. When I said I didn't have time, I was giving up control and autonomy. It's not really a lack of time, it's a lack of priority. For instance, I say I don't have time for regular boxing classes, but if someone offered me $20,000 for each session, I'd find the time. The truth is, my priorities are focused elsewhere, on my personal and professional development platform, my studies, and other responsibilities. So it's not that I don't have time, I'm choosing not to prioritize boxing right now. By reframing I don't have time as, this is not a priority, you reclaim control and feel more in charge of your life. That shift leads to greater productivity and satisfaction. Number 2, I should have been more productive. Many of us criticize ourselves for not being productive enough, thinking we should have done more. While it's true that we could always be more productive, beating ourselves up doesn't change what we actually accomplished. Instead of focusing on what you didn't do, recognize what you did. I used to feel guilty about not being productive enough, but now I remind myself that it's okay to be satisfied with today's work. I can always start fresh tomorrow. Productivity isn't about constantly doing more, it's about doing enough and allowing yourself to be okay with that. This mindset helps to prevent self-criticism and fosters a more positive outlook, boosting your long-term motivation and focus. 3. Consistency versus intensity. There's a widespread belief that consistency is the key to success. While I agree consistency is important, intensity also has its place. Not everything in life is a marathon. Some things require sprinting. If you're working on a project and want to finish it quickly, it's fine to work with intensity for a while. For example, if you're launching a YouTube channel or a new business, giving it your all for a short period can be effective. This kind of focus might not be sustainable long-term, but that's okay. You only need it for a specific time. So, while consistency is crucial for most things, short bursts of intensity, followed by balance, can be equally effective, depending on the goal. 3. Consistency versus intensity. There's a widespread belief that consistency is the key to success. While I agree consistency is important, intensity also has its place. Not everything in life is a marathon. Some things require sprinting. If you're working on a project and want to finish it quickly, it's fine to work with intensity for a while. For example, if you're launching a YouTube channel or a new business, giving it your all for a short period can be effective. This kind of focus might not be sustainable long-term, but that's okay. You only need it for a specific time. So, while consistency is crucial for most things, short bursts of intensity followed by balance can be equally effective depending on the goal. 4. Motivation leads to action. It's a common myth that you need to feel motivated before taking action. In reality, motivation isn't always necessary to get things done. Instead, action often leads to motivation. When you start doing something and begin to see progress, that success creates the motivation to keep going. Waiting for motivation before acting can be a trap. Instead, just start, and the momentum you create will build your motivation over time. So focus on doing rather than waiting to feel inspired. 5. The myth of overwork. Many people believe that the culture of overworking is always harmful. While it's true that excessive work can lead to burnout, some situations require hard work to achieve extraordinary results. If you want to pass a competitive exam, start a multi-million-dollar business, or succeed in a demanding field, you will have to work hard. Sometimes, a typical 9-to-5 schedule isn't enough. I often get messages asking if someone can pass a tough exam by studying 4 hours a week, and I have to say no. Extraordinary goals demand extraordinary effort. The key is balancing that effort with self-care, knowing when intense work is necessary to achieve your dreams. 7. Productivity is doing more. Many people think productivity means doing more things in less time. But true productivity is about doing the right things efficiently. It's not about how fast you move, but whether you're moving in the right direction. To me, productivity means achieving meaningful results while also enjoying the process. This is why I include fun in my productivity equation. The more you enjoy the work, the easier it becomes to stay productive. Approaching tasks with a sense of joy can act as a multiplier for your overall effectiveness. 8. You need big blocks of time. It's easy to believe that you need large chunks of uninterrupted time to do meaningful work. But that's a myth. I've often found myself wasting small gaps of time between meetings, thinking they weren't enough to accomplish anything. But even 25 minutes can be used productively if you're intentional. When I was studying for my exams, I used my lunch break to study for 30 minutes. Waiting for perfect conditions, a long stretch of free time in a calm setting, often leads to procrastination. Use the small windows of time you have, and you'll be surprised at how much you can get done. Number 9. Your environment must be perfect. It's a common belief that you need the perfect setup, an organized desk, a quiet room, or a morning routine to be productive. While a good environment can help, it's not a requirement. You don't need 2 monitors or a perfect morning routine to get work done. These things can turn into crutches that hold you back. The fewer must-have conditions you impose on yourself, the more likely you'll be to stay productive, no matter the situation. Focus on flexibility, and you'll achieve more without waiting for the perfect setup.